Hey everybody, Charlie here. Welcome back to Aspera, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. This is the first video that I'm starting to record here since the release of the game. So at this point, now I'm seeing exactly what all of you guys are seeing as far as like how the game works and the balances and all that stuff. There's been about 3 changes made to the game since I started recording. So if any of you guys in previous videos were like, why does yours look like this? How come you can have, this many buildings and all that stuff? It's because of those incremental changes that are made through the game throughout the early access process and throughout that whole pre-release sequence. So we got the Kazachuk Lander Research Outpost. At least I think that's how you say that name. It says, I've been trained to use all 5 senses while doing field work, but there's never enough preparation when it comes to Mars. Our vehicle was trapped in a gap between boulders, and it took an entire day to free it. Eventually, we found the remains of the Rosalind Franklin rover. It searched for fossilized microbial structures back in 2023. Today, we carry on Rosalind's brave work. So I've looked through your comments, and it looks like you guys are, for the most part, you're like, hey, let's go. Let's do this terraforming thing. Let's accelerate that. And I want to add to what I said before, because I think there's maybe... there's a little bit, maybe some slight misunderstandings, and that is that there's no way to stop it right now. This is a point of no return. This is going to constantly happen, and I can play it at 1 time speed like I am now, or I can go at like 16 times speed and just let it run as fast as it wants to. But at the end of the day, the temperature is going to continue to get warmer, and the amount of water on the surface as a result of that is going to continuously go up too. I have seen it drop just a little bit, liquid water in equivalent meters on the surface. I have seen this number drop a little bit, but as long as this is going up, I feel like this is probably going to keep going up too. So we're going to be underwater pretty soon here. Bioengineered lichen is done. We are going to work with that later on, but for now, I want my mines. I want level 3 mines as quickly as I can, because let me just slow it down a little bit here. I'm getting some performance issues at 16 times speed anyway. But I want to slow this down because if we can get level 3 mines, which would be really nice to do, then we can get all the water extractors to be level 3, and we can suck as much water out of the system as possible. That's what I'm hoping to do anyway. I want to get that done. Also, to the plethora, there's so many comments, guys. There's like so many comments telling me about the water thing with colonies. Like, I know that colonies take water too. I'm not oblivious to this. The colonies had, for the longest time, and there were a few videos where this wasn't the case because I flippy-flop them back and forth, depending on what my priorities are. But for the overwhelming majority of my playthrough, the colonies and the food processors, which are over here, have had the exact same priority, which means they are high-priority buildings, okay? They're both being fed all the resources they need for research all the time, okay? Now, because of not needing any more food and because of other priorities around the base, I've disabled that, and now I have just colonies being the mass priority. And it doesn't even need to be that way. I could turn these off like this too, and it would probably be no problem. But with both of these having identical priorities, they're both being fed. It doesn't mean that, like as soon as they give water to this building, like look at this. I don't need 32 water in storage here, right? 37. I don't need that much. As soon as 1 water got in there, it was going, right? But now it needs 10. Or I think it needs 10. Yeah. Now it needs 10 because of it's a massive structure, right? It needs more water input for the output, so I've upped the priority on it because of that, all right? But before, like, it doesn't matter. The other thing that you have to keep in mind is that the amount of colonies you have on Mars, unless you're trying to blitz the research, which I don't think that's a bad idea, it doesn't really matter. It's like there's a lot of things on here that are all working together towards like the terraforming of Mars, which is the overall objective. And having your colonies maxed out is not the highest priority for me. It just isn't. So that's the highest priority for you, then cool. But just wanted to get that out there. Like, it does not matter if your colonies are completely full all the time. It's no big deal. You can always send more. Which is what we're doing. So going along that note, though, I only have 3 rockets. And I would like to start getting maybe an additional landing site. I want to get over here because there are a lot of sites over here, including Spirit, this deserted living quarters. I mean, there's a whole lot of these. And I think if we can get a landing site down, like right here, we can branch out and get all of these pretty quickly. Also, over here is a lot of good chemicals. And there's another water resource right here, too. And that's on land, which is, I think, one of our... there's this one here, too. So there's a couple of sources of water. What's this? Is that just a weather thing, or... That's a darker blue. I'm actually not sure what that is. The darker blue. Huh. Okay, we'll figure out what that is. Maybe it's, oh, it just got to zoom out a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, I see. Got it. Okay. So, I mean, we can get a bunch if we want to. It gets a bunch of carbon there, but I don't really care. So, we'll get this stuff accessible too. And then we have all of this kind of branching out. It's too late to get curiosity, unfortunately. But I'm hoping to get the other two that are out this way. And then there's another one way out here that we might be able to get insight. So I do want to get towards that too, but I really need to focus the workers, because if I branch them too far out and put too many priorities on them, they'll never get the things I want done, right? So let me also put in another Hyperloop out this way. I do want to get a system in place to where I have Hyperloop kind of all the way around, like the whole planet kind of thing, right? And I can't get another landing site down here until I unlock the sector, so that's another thing I'm hoping happens soon. And I might be able to get down here, actually. But I think I'm going to bring this Hyperloop maybe right here. Right over here, like that. And then we'll eventually work our way out to it, which will be about like that. And then I'm putting a lot of solar panels in too. I've had some comments related to solar panels as well. Most of it has to do with how easy they are to build. They're pretty cheap and they do the job. And it's like, that's it. They're cheap and they do the job. There are other types of power. I'm aware of wind. I've used it a couple of times. I'm aware of wind. But wind is kind of like questionable in its effectiveness, where solar is pretty consistent. And then also keep in mind that later on in the game, we're going to have even better power. So like I'm not really going for fission plants all that much, because I just don't care about the uranium right now. I'd like my workers performing logistics on more important systems. But what I am looking to get is the fusion plant, because there's 600 megawatts of power now on this. And that's a lot. Like, this one plant is worth a lot. That's like 20 solar panels. So I do want to work towards getting that too. So we will. And then there's also a thermal plant here, which is another 200 megawatts. And we use underground heat sources, which I have no experience with. So that'll be cool to look into as well. For bio, I am trying to hold off on adding additional O2 to the atmosphere. I'm gonna do it. And you see this? You see how this is dropping? This is 427 now. I don't think it's gonna drop enough for us to get curiosity, but I am keeping an eye on it. If I don't do any more terraforming here, does this come down enough for us to get curiosity? That's something that I am really hoping that happens. So to the response of, let's do it fast, let's get the terraforming going. Okay, I will, as long as I can get curiosity. And if I look at this, and if we look at everything and we say, okay, there's absolutely no way we're getting curiosity, then fine, I'll just accelerate it at that point. But if we can get it, then I want to. Let me take a look at power really quick here, and right about, let's say, there. All right. So we've got a water source here that would probably be a good idea to go get, because it's in a flooded area. We've got lots of water being extracted out this way, and more facilities are also being built, although there's no power in this one. There's another research post going down on this side, and then there's also an additional water extractor going down here. I could probably get this iron, but one thing that you have to keep in mind here is that we're a very limited number of workers we have, right? And you know, workers go down all the time. Like, you know, they get ruined and they have to be replaced and stuff. So like we don't have our maximum worker traffic right now either, and that makes me want to look into getting another worker factory. There's a lot of storage centers around here, so this might be a good spot for it. I'll drop it down there. And we have our greenhouse gas factories off, of course. I don't want to get too much CO2 going on. The CO2 levels will eventually drop a little bit when we start doing bioengineered, when we start doing the lichen and stuff, because it will transform the CO2 into O2. That's when O2 will start to build as well. So I don't really need to worry so much about like pumping water into O2 these. I don't even need a lot of these, honestly. I can probably get rid of 2 of these. I don't need them. And I didn't do it initially, but most of my long-term paths that I've made, like long stretches of road, are all with structures that are never going to be taken down, all right? They're not done with the mines. So this is another reason why I was saying I wish we had a system we could turn on, and even if it's just a toggle here, maybe it doesn't have to be automated like on every single mine, but even if it's just a toggle where it's like auto deconstruct, I think it would be great to have an auto deconstruct on these mines, because then it will just poof, it'll go away. And it's not going to ruin a route. It's certainly not going to be super detrimental to my entire colony, because I've structured my routes along buildings that are not going to do that. They're not going to get destroyed, right? And also another thing would be probably be kind of cool is instead of using worker hubs, we use batteries. So if I come over here along this route, you can see this route here, right? So worker hub, hyperloop, comes over to worker hub, which I should probably go ahead and just upgrade this roadway if I can. All the way over to, let's say there. But you notice how there's always a path you can take until about here, right? Then it kind of gets like it's all mines and stuff. But there's always a path you can take on these long stretches where we're not using buildings that are going to get destroyed. So even if I knew where resources were here, and I don't because I didn't scan it yet, it might be a good idea to start scanning this though, honestly. I thought I put down one of those aerological scanners already in this area though. Did it just not get built yet, or am I just a doof? I might be a doof. Or maybe it was on this side. No, I don't think I actually did it. So we can put down one of these aerological scanners. I'm going to put one down over, let's say, here. And how about another one, like, right over here, actually? We can start getting scanning going on this side of the place, too. Now, the other thing is, this extra base... Isn't it right here? Yeah. This extra base is kind of like doing everything with one worker. Because, like, it seems like the workers only really report to the landing site that's, like, connected to their little grid or whatever when they're made. So I need a worker... I need workers being kicked out of this site too, I think. Upgrades. We have all of our extractors can be upgraded. So now I want to go into... let's do engineering and... You know, it looks like I have to do fission plant to get into these. But it also looks like we could increase our building limit even further. And you know what? I kind of feel like that's a little overkill for now, so let's not do that. I want to hold off on the terraforming, so it looks like space is where I'm going here. And let's increase our spaceport limit. I like that. So I'm thinking what we're going to do is... Is there a way to upgrade all? Like if I go to a water extractor... Like right here. Can I upgrade all structures? Or do I have to go to each individual one? I think I have to go to each individual one. That's so unfortunate. So let's pause it really quick so I don't waste any time. I'm going to go to my building list, which takes a long time to load. Still takes a very long time to load the building list. In fact, it's almost going to crash my game. Which is unfortunate because like there's only 760 buildings. You know, the limit can go even higher than my current limit. So there needs to be some optimization with building loadings and stuff because it takes forever to get them up. So scroll down because there's no search bar. Such a shame. Please implement a search bar. Thank you, please. All the way down. I probably could have just clicked this again and started with W. because this is in alphabetical order. Water extractors. Okay, I want all water extractors to please get upgraded. We're just gonna go. Now, these are under repair. Now you're getting upgraded. There we go. And everything gets upgraded. Everything is awesome. See, there needs to be a way to just do all of these. If there is and I've missed it, feel free to tell me in the comments if you must. This one's under construction. Okay. Well, we'll upgrade this when it's done. Which one is this? Okay, good. And this is priority? Yeah, okay. Okay, now the workers have got their hands full upgrading all my water extractors. That's going to take them a long time, but hopefully that means we get a huge rapid influx in water, and we just get a whole bunch of water and storage is what I'm hoping for. Now that I have the colonies prioritized and not the food makers prioritized, we are dropping in food. So I would, like before, I would rather grow this food supply, even if it's like way more than I need. I would rather grow it than watch it shrink. So space is done. Comet collision is available. I'm going to do this even again. I'm going to open this up, but I'm going to just let this play at 1x speed for now. And let's build a couple more spaceports. So I'm thinking we put another one here, kind of near everything, which is pretty nice. And then I'm also going to put another one maybe over here. And then how about one on this side? No, most of the resources are over here. I don't think the location really matters. All that matters is that we can get the resources to them. So actually, we'll just have Spaceport City over here. Why not? There's not like a lot of resources or anything over here. We'll add 3 additional spaceports. Now, this is going to be useful for bringing more people in really fast. It's going to be useful for doing many different missions at once. And for building additional landing sites, which I would like to do. I'm hoping that eventually, well, we have to get the Latanga ruins. And I've actually paused this because I wanted to kind of let my workers work and expand and do all these types of things without having to worry about it pinging it and then having me not be recording when we got that, because there's going to be a story to it and stuff. So it's this research post here, and all I have to do is turn it on, and then they'll start doing it. There's 62 departing is what it says, but that's just because I haven't been providing anything and it's been off the whole time. So hopefully that changes. But yeah, this is the Halatanga ruins. I think I'm saying that correctly. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. And where's the worker hub over here? Didn't I have a worker factory? Did I put one in over here or no? I should. There should be a worker factory here. Let me... Whoops. Factories. Worker. And it looks like there are no worker factories here. No. Okay, so let's put one in. And... Oh. I think we'll pop it here. That's fine. And the sound is actually a little bit behind for me too. I've looked at some of my videos and I'm seeing like how the sounds are just slightly behind on a lot of these things, and it's slightly behind for me too. It's I don't know if it's just something going on with the game. Maybe this is what happens when you play at 4K. I don't know, but I am noticing some of the sound effects are just a little slow. They're just a little bit behind. Let's get the aerological scanners prioritized as well, because we can start getting the scanning done immediately. This is done. Okay, so worker hub and then this research outpost would be nice. And we're almost filled up on our population. I want to take a look at food, and you're going to see that the demand is way higher than production now. All right, I was trying to avoid that. But now that we have really fast water extraction happening, I'm going to re-enable the priority on food production so that we can get it going faster. And most likely, I kind of have all my colonies in one spot. And it's kind of this central hyperloop, this really busy hyperloop is kind of taking everything. Colony. No, we're good here. All right, but if I prioritize food and I don't prioritize the colonies, right, then the colonies won't get as much food. They won't get as much water, I mean. So I have to prioritize both. And I can also upgrade this colony too, which I think I'm going to do that. And then maybe yeah, this one's prioritized already too. So is this one. And then the research outposts, I haven't been prioritizing those. I guess I just figured because they only need 1 water that it was something that was just going to happen by itself. And it looks to me like this one's still operational. We should get people over here. Yeah, get the water over here if we can. This one's still operational. Might be able to expand the roadways to here as well. Just because the water is here too. And look, this is technically dropping, right? 426, now 425, right? It is technically going down. And again, I'm hoping that with that dropping, it might end up, and I know I'm being overly hopeful here, but it might end up.
I am gaining a better understanding of these space technologies.
Sure. I'm hoping that it'll uncover, or that curiosity will then become available again for us to do, because since I'm not doing any terraforming at all, the temperature is actually going down. This is good. I like this. It is, it's really slow. It's a really slow process, but it does look like it is happening. So good. And then again, I want workers. I need more workers here. So why don't we quickly, let's get this prioritized here. And I'm wondering if we can get any other workers to come over here. The Hyperloop technically bypasses this entire landing site here. And I'm starting to think maybe that's not a great idea. Maybe I should have had another Hyperloop stop right here. But, I mean, they can always get off here and then come in this way. And I'm having them do a lot of stuff, right? I'm just having them upgrade this road and build lots and lots of buildings. And there's too many jobs for the number of workers we have. We found an abandoned mine near SA-05. It belonged to India's iron mining mission, Lohitanga. We are impressed that even though the place was built with minimum costs during the first Mars exploration era, it's still functional. Lohitanga's, I'm hoping I'm saying that right, it's a really cool name. Habitable mines were thought to house the mining crews as well as the equipment for the mines, but we find the designed living spaces excessively limited. And then we get our spaceport upgraded here too, so that's going to give us access to the space elevator. It takes a lot of power, but it enables transportation of people and objects to an aerostationary orbit. So this is a big step too, and I want to get that.
Elia's suggestion to reuse plans from the Lohitanga iron mines is an interesting idea.
Yay, I said it right. The Lohitanga. I love it. I couldn't remember how to say it because it's been a while. So yeah, I'm still waiting for them to build all this stuff, and it's just like this one worker doing it all, and that's what I got to change here. So if I could get, other workers to come in here, maybe like to travel from the other base and stuff. I don't know if they're really connected. I thought they would be connected. Like, that's why I have this Hyperloop here. And it looks like they kind of are to a point. And like, I don't know, like they're transporting resources here pretty rapidly. So I thought they were.
The research team has found that the iron mines were highly productive during their short operation time. However, the facilities were not designed to last. High efficiency at reduced cost, but also low durability. I would call that
a waste of resource if it's not going to last the test of time.
Wasteful. If you are going to do something, you should aim to do it right.
Yeah.
Even if they did not use the mines for long, future missions like ours could have made use of them. Perhaps we can repurpose their innovations in a more long-lasting way. By studying their work, we may find a way to lower our building costs without sacrificing quality.
And then our water stock is slowly dropping a little bit too now. Right? It's getting enough water is going to always be a challenge, I think, in this game, because it's Mars. But if we can get the extractors upgraded, I think our output of water is going to be like way better, right? Look at how much space we're occupying. My God. We're like stretching. We should get it to go all the way around. Just the whole planet. We should just be. It doesn't really take that. It's not going to take that much. We just have to unlock the sectors, right? because we're a little bit locked out.
I need to research how to anchor a space elevator to the equator and engineer the tethering materials. This technology is right out of a science fiction novel.
Yes, it is.
This is extremely complex, but worthwhile. We will be the first to bring this technology to life.
I can't help but notice, like, for curiosity, I'm keeping my eye on this little part that's over the water, right? It's just sticking out of the water. I'm keeping my eye on this to see if it's, you know, I could be keeping my eye on the lines and stuff, of course, I guess, but like to remember which line it is and stuff. I'm just watching this and hoping that I see it more revealed over time, because our temperature it's kind of staying the same, honestly. It goes up and it goes down, but this part here is consistently dropping, and that's what I was hoping for. And
Elia believes there may be other Lohitanga facilities in this sector. She wants to incorporate useful findings into our work. However, this is not part of my directive. What should I do?
well, I mean, I think we should look for the mines. You know, I think Elia has been awesome to us, and I think she's cool. And also, you know, the machine should serve the purpose of the humans, right? I mean, that was the kind of like, I don't know if that was the creator's perspective, but
Yes, I should look for them.
if it can help further studies, then we should do it. Space elevator is done. And I think I don't really want to do the importation, but I mean, I might do it later. I am stalling the process there. Dome colony seems like the next logical step here too. Let's up our colonist limit because we're getting close to that too. This ups it by 15,000.
Who knows what else we may discover?
That's a lot. 15,000 is a lot. We do not have the water for 15,000. Okay, let me tell you that right now. It is not available at this time. I need this worker factory up. Let's go. Are you still doing the... I mean, I have other things prioritized. Yeah. Let's stop that priority. And, okay, you're building that aerological scanner. Very nice. Good. We'll start getting scanning done. But I think I want to hold off on the hub and the research facility for the time being until we get this other worker factory running. And then I also think...
Adapting biological systems from Earth to Mars is a real challenge. Life is adaptable, but slow.
I think once this is up, I'm gonna leave it prioritized so that it produces more workers. And I know there's, I'm skeptical on whether or not this base and the delivery of the stuff that's in range of this base is happening from the other drones, because it looks like the other drones are bringing it to the Hyperloop stations, but not necessarily delivering it to its ultimate destination. The ultimate destination appears to be the work of a single drone right now, and I'm a little skeptical on that. Dome colony, these are awesome. I've been waiting to get to these. I've seen these in Sandbox already. If you were on the Twitch stream that I did, I guess at this point it would be like 2.5 weeks ago, like way before release. We saw the dome colonies already. Some of these little craters are a good size for them, and as soon as we get this research done, you're going to notice like little tiny icons will appear on these little craters, and it will let us build a dome within that crater, and it's really cool. They're super big. So those are my next colonies. These ones are pretty small compared to those. And I think I want the worker factory prioritized here just for a little bit. I want to replace the workers. I'm like what, 60 down right now? I don't want to be down 60. Another comment was asking me, why am I putting structures down that doesn't expand the grid, right? I guess what I mean by that is like, why are you putting power down without expanding the length of the grid and stuff? And it was all about capacity before. It wasn't about expanding the grid outwards. It was about capacity. Same thing for the drone hubs, the worker hubs. I've been putting worker hubs down not just to expand my reach, but to also expand how many I can have at once. All right, there's a number 3, and look at the input. It's almost down. Look at how fast that is now. Oh, that's very cool. Like now we're having a hard time. This one's
a domed colony will
gone,
make
right?
great use of Mars's craters.
Is this? Oh, it's not even doing anything because of the pending upgrade. Is that it? Hold on. Do I need Extraction on the ground. I think that's why. I can't see how much is in that deposit, but I think anything that's pending an upgrade is not working anymore. Not operative. Why? No, why are you not operating? You don't have power? How? Oh, this isn't built yet. Son of a gun. This single solar farm is supposed to provide power to these 4 things. And they just never built them. So now I have to get this built. My bad. It's the design flaw. The power structure's at the very end of the chain instead of the beginning. Look, it's down to 411 now. Huh? I hope we see a retracement here. Look, 6.7. Negative 6.7. We're seeing temperatures drop. Like, I'm really hoping that we see that happen. I want it. I want it to happen. Crater Dome is done. So let's, what do we do next? We're actually doing this really fast. Let's get the improved weapons for now, because we might unlock a new place in the future. And then I think we can do space elevator. So anchor a carbon nanotube to the planet's equator. Enables transportation of people and objects into aerostationary orbit. Is this where we have to do it? Can we not do it anywhere else? Does it have to be directly over here? Because this looks like it's over a different sector. And it looks like 12 launches. Wow, that's expensive. You know what? While I'm building my other infrastructure, I think we're going to hold off on that for a second. And let's just get an additional landing site started. And we'll do 2 of those,
This will improve the aim for all my drones.
We'll do 2 of those. And then I don't want to increase the temperature or the pressure or anything anymore. At least not yet. So hang on. There we go. Assault drone weapons are done. We'll get drone hive level 2, I suppose, and that will give us more HP, consume, looks like the same amount of power. It's just an improved defensive tower. Fine. Because if we go into sector 6 or 7 and there's more enemies, I'm going to be prepared. All right, look at this. See, so this is now a habitable crater. And there's these little, they're marked this way. So not all craters are habitable, but a lot of them are. And so if we come to, if I scroll down, we'll find one probably in this area right there. And I kind of want to put one near the water, right?
Upgrading
right
my
here.
defensive systems will ensure the base's
yeah.
security.
This is good. Like right in here. This is kind of weird. This is not a flood zone, right? No, it's not. But there'll be water all around this. And this dome will be like a paradise. It'll be really cool. So I kind of want to get that. It's pretty far away from like water and food delivery stuff though. So I don't know about the location of it right now. Let's increase our drone limit for a second, and then we'll go ahead and put down a crater dome right here. And then I want to make an alternative path to this. So I think it's probably a good idea actually to assess the hyperloop. Yeah, and let's bring a hyperloop. Yeah, let's do this. Right here seems perfect. It will allow me to connect it to various different ones, and we'll have a big interconnected path right here, like the highways. But most importantly, it will allow us to instantly bring all these not instantly, but very quickly bring all of these resources into here, which is great. So here's another instance, right, where I was talking about it doesn't destroy your entire thing, right? So if you build your colony with this in mind, knowing that these are going to deplete, you'll never have this problem, which again, reinforcing my idea that we should have a toggle at least that allows us to auto disassemble these. So if I was to disassemble this, it's going to be the exact same effect. Whether I disassemble it manually or auto, same effect happens. It's not going to disrupt any roads. Everything will just get reevaluated, and it will go through the solar panel now instead, because the solar panel is built right next to it. And typically, pretty much every mine I have has a worker hub or something like that that's right next to it that the path can be reevaluated with. Now, while this one would destroy my upgraded road, it would still reevaluate a path between these two, and my path will not be destroyed. Assault drone. Let's engineering. Everything's going pretty fast now. Let's get the factory upgrade. Then we can start kicking out workers faster, maybe. Although we are at maximum workers now. So that's done. And this hopefully means there's more workers over here. It looks like there's at least 3 in this local area. 4. Okay, so this is a more productive area now. I like it. Red Dragon Lander Research Outpost. Okay, from Chief Engineer Aldo Huxley, says this place gives me the creeps. I swear it's haunted. The crew must have left the spacecraft in a hurry. Someone forgot to take their diary with them. Sorry. Since that person's been dead for at least a century, surely they won't mind if I read it. An exclamation point. As part of my research, of course. Today I woke up with a high fever, a sore throat, and red blisters all over my body. Astra says I've been cursed by the ghost of the diary's owner. I don't know. My body itches so badly that I can't think coherently. I need to see a doctor or maybe an exorcist. Okay. That's pretty nice. That's good. Research site is up, and colonists are incoming, hopefully. Yep. So we're going to start getting this one out, too. Do we want to look at, I think, getting out to the Insight Lander here, too? Now that we have more productivity in this area, why don't we look to expand this a little bit? So we'll bring you... Let's just do it from the... Yeah, we'll do it from the solar panel here. So we'll go there. And then we'll get you out there like that. And then we'll get you in like this. And then we'll drop the research outpost here. We'll just queue up all those as primary. I don't know if this is how this works. One thing I wish we could do is have this be priority, and then the game would evaluate what's the fastest way to get me to working on that, and it would prioritize the buildings that get me to there too, like kind of like a... Oh, it's just out of reach. Wow. Okay, we'll put you kind of out here like this. I need it to link up with the road, though. Or I could just not link it up with the road and just say... I think that's what we'll do instead. We're just going to go like this. That. Okay, so we'll get that in. And I can have power now. I got a couple of silicon mines that are just... gone, depleted. Get rid of them, get our resources back. This one's not doing anything anymore anyway. Now in this case, you might have this case where this path might be broken because of this, right? This is like very early stage building here. But even then, it's not that difficult for them to just go around this way to get where they need to go. Because there is an alternative route. It doesn't cut the whole thing off. There's a lot of alternative routes, even to the extent of coming from this direction, right? There's a lot of alternatives. I'm not sure I need a lot of greenhouse gas factories anymore. I can delete a few of these too, I think. Because this, like, it's eventually, we're going to need to pump out more CO2, but I'm not sure we're going to need that much CO2. This one can go. This one can go. And this one can go. And this one can go. There needs to be a better way, right? And this is why I think, again, I'm reiterating this just because there was a discussion about it in comments. There needs to be a way to have these auto taken down, because you're going to get to a point where you're going to have to spend time just going from mine to mine, deleting them. Now, you don't have to delete them. Not a requirement to delete them. But you get the resources back. 18, 18, 18. Like, you get a pretty good chunk of resources back. That is to say, all of them. You get them back by taking these down. And that's why you should take them down. Wow, what is that sound? Is that all of them being taken down? My game is freezing. Time to go down maybe 4 times speed instead. Extractor 2 still hasn't been upgraded. This one was pending build before, so let's upgrade it. And now these are powered. Very cool. Now it's going down. Extractor 2 becomes Extractor 3. And there's 619 water here, man. Oh boy. That's a lot. 322 in this one. These big Tier 3 water, man. Look at this. It's such a cool looking facility, you know? That's going to be my thumbnail. Tier 3 water. Very cool. Speaking of water, though, look, it's almost... It's greater than 400, right? It's almost 403. It's going to get to the point where it's going to drop below 400. And I want to say that the water is receding. I don't think this is... I think this was getting, like, look, it's already... Look, we were pending scrap on this. Right? We were pending scrap on this. This was pending scrap, right? And it was only that way because the roads were all broken to it. But now we might be able to actually get that. Although I think if it does get scrapped, we've already researched it. Like, it's already been... we've already seen and read the story on it and all that stuff. But there's still research outposts and stuff, and we can still... You know, if we can get these extractors going... Oh my gosh. Come on, tell me. Come on, Gale Crater. Come on. I think this is going down. I really do. Like, it's just below this line now. Instead of being, like, right on the line, it's going below the line. I think we might be able to get Curiosity, you guys. If we just stop all terraforming, shut all the processes of terraforming down, I think we might be able to get it. That would be really cool if we could. And then the aerological scanner is online, so we're going to start getting stuff scanned. We see aluminum down here. Another place for a crater. I'm considering making colonies kind of all over the place. Certainly there will be some more colonies over in this, this area. There will definitely be colonies in this area. This is going to be a very busy area because we want people nearby. We want them to go to these different research sites. There's water and chemicals nearby, and I just got to expand a little bit more to get there, right? That's why this Hyperloop is going down. It's not really that helpful yet. But eventually, once we unlock these sectors, we can get another Hyperloop to go out this way, and it'll be much, much faster. If we can just get access to Sector 6, which I have no idea how long it takes to get access to Sector 6, but it looks to me like we're almost ready for 2 additional landing sites, too. And we could stop the migration, but I don't think we will. I don't think we will. I think I want to see this dome colony happen. Which is, hang on, what's this? What's going on here? Oh, do you guys not have, you guys don't have maintenance. Yeah, you guys don't have maintenance. Let's get you some maintenance set up right, like, I know it's a flood zone, so maybe we put this outside the flood zone. Yeah, put it there. And actually, we have some uranium here. Why don't we start storing that? Because eventually we're going to use it for power. So I think we'll go ahead and start storing that. We'll drop a uranium mine down here too. Okay. Is there... Oh my god, my son's running upstairs. Is there anything else I want to see before we sign off today? Other than getting that water extractor running with, I guess, a worker hub in the middle there. Tell me that that's powered already, please. It's not. Okay. We haven't scanned those other sectors yet. But let's put the power out this way, actually. Let's put it right here so it covers that other mine too. Like this. Yeah. And then we'll expand this way if we need to. But we'll drop that water extractor down. That's going to be a priority as well. And, oh, the dome colony, right? We want to see the dome colony. Crater dome. Look at this. Look at this awesome thing. Maybe this should be...
Further factory upgrades will greatly improve their production efficiency.
I think this is my thumbnail, actually, right here. Like the crater dome. It can hold 1,000 population within itself. Like, it's really cool. So that's going to be the thumbnail instead. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I appreciate it. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. I love your faces. Thanks for watching my videos. It means a great deal to me. We'll see you next time. Bye.